From feel-good dances to downright dangerous stunts, viral trends are one of the things that have kept social media buzzing over the past few years. And the craziest part? These challenges don't even have to be loved by everybody to go viral. You can probably think of one or two that you hated so much and still kept on popping up on your feed. So stay with us in this video as we put the most loved viral challenges against the most hated ones, and let's see which comes out on top. Diving straight into it, let's start with the Don't Rush Challenge. You can tell why this one has made the most loved list. This challenge gained immense popularity on social media for being both creative and fun. It began during the early months of the global pandemic in 2020, when lockdowns left people looking for ways to connect and entertain themselves virtually. The Don't Rush Challenge started with the catchy song Don't Rush by Young T and Bugsy, featuring Headie One, and it was all about showing off your transformation game. People would start in their most relaxed looks, think pajamas, robes, or even just their bare face. Then they'd cover the camera with a brush, and when they pulled it away, they were serving full-on glam, flawless makeup, killer outfits, the works. Fun part was that they'd brush virtually to someone else, and the chain kept going. And boy, did it blow up. TikTok, Instagram, you name it, this challenge was everywhere. It brought people together. Friends, family, and even strangers got to vibe together through these videos, celebrating creativity and showing off their unique styles. The challenge was fun, relatable, and totally uplifting, basically the perfect recipe for going viral. The smooth transitions in that upbeat song made every video a feel-good hit. Plus, it was for everyone. Whether you were a doctor, a fashionista, or just someone with a makeup brush and a little imagination, you could join in on the fun. But it didn't just stop there. The Don't Rush Challenge sparked a whole wave of spin-offs, like the Pass the Phone Challenge, and even the hilarious Pass the Pocha Challenge. The Don't Rush Challenge was more than just a fun trend. It became a global movement that reminded us how a little creativity and good vibes could bring everyone together, even in the middle of a pandemic. Now, let's move on to one of the most hated challenges, the Dalgona Coffee Challenge. Love it or hate it, you can't deny that everyone knew about this one. During its peak, this challenge was literally everywhere. It was all over TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and pretty much every corner of social media. Even people who had never made a cup of coffee in their lives decided to give it a shot. The whole idea was to make instant coffee, sugar, and water into a fluffy caramel-colored froth, then spoon it on top of milk to make a trendy DIY latte. Easy, right? Well, not so much. It turns out that whipping coffee by hand is a full-blown workout, which left a lot of people wondering why they even started in the first place. But hey, the challenge wasn't just about the drink, it was about the experience, the Instagram-worthy pics, and of course, being part of the trend. This wasn't just a random craze. It had roots. The trend kicked off in South Korea before going global, where it quickly moved from a fun food idea into a full-blown social media challenge. And boy did it explode. YouTube was flooded with tutorials on how to make the perfect Dalgona coffee, proving just how big this trend became overnight. But while some people loved the challenge for its aesthetic appeal and creativity, others couldn't stand the hype. Complaints ranged from, "It's too much effort" to, "It's not even that good." For every beautifully whipped coffee photo, there were countless failed attempts and tired arms, because let's be honest, not everyone has a hand mixer handy, In the end, the Dalgona Coffee Challenge was one of those trends that you either loved jumping on or loved to roll your eyes at. Up next is another one of the most loved challenges, the Don't Leave Me Challenge. This one was all about releasing your inner comedian, and boy, was it a funny ride. The idea was simple. You drop the most cringe-worthy, terrible jokes, then shout, "Don't leave me," as you run off camera. Basically, the worse the joke, the better. It was all about sharing the lameness with a big side of laughs, and honestly, the jokes were so bad they were good.
See my friends? They all black. Black Lives Matter.
I was in the pool. They told me to leave. Leave a pool.
This challenge wasn't just for everyday people. Even major celebrities jumped in on the fun. But what made it so lovable was that it was just pure silly fun. Everyone was in on the joke, no matter how corny it was. The joy came from watching someone deliver the most awkward punchlines with confidence and then run off like they couldn't even handle their own humor. It was the kind of challenge that made you laugh so hard, you almost couldn't breathe. The Don't Leave Me challenge proved that sometimes the simplest, most ridiculous things are the best. It wasn't about being perfect, it was about having a laugh together, and honestly, we could all use a bit more of that. On to another most hated challenge, the Bird Box Challenge. This challenge was inspired by Netflix's hit movie, Bird Box. It all started in Australia when Netflix teamed up with Twitch streamers to play video games blindfolded, echoing the movie's survival theme. What started as a quirky idea quickly became a viral trend that had people attempting everyday activities, like walking, cooking, and unbelievably, driving while blindfolded. Public reaction was a total mix of disbelief, outrage, and concern. While some people thought the challenge was ridiculous but harmless when limited to small stunts, others were horrified by how far it went. The incident in Utah, where a blindfolded teenager drove into oncoming traffic, sparked widespread backlash, with many criticizing the recklessness of the trend. Social media exploded with debates, with some people mocking the participants with questions like, "Why would you even do this?" and others calling out platforms like YouTube and TikTok for allowing such dangerous content to spread. Even those who found the challenge entertaining couldn't ignore how irresponsible it became. After all, what started as a harmless mimicry of a movie turned into a genuine safety hazard. Netflix, YouTube, and local authorities were flooded with messages urging them to take action. Their responses, like Netflix's social media warnings and YouTube's updated guidelines, were widely praised, but many people still felt the challenge was a cautionary example of how social media trends can go dangerously wrong. Ultimately, the Bird Box Challenge left people confused. While very few people laughed at the absurdity of it all, most were frustrated at how far some would go just for a few likes or views. It became a clear example of how not all viral trends are worth the hype. Let's shift focus to another most loved challenge, the Wipe It Down Challenge. This trend had everyone hooked because it was all about creativity, transformation, and good vibes. The setup was simple. With Wipe It Down by BMW Kenny playing in the background, participants stood in front of a mirror and began wiping it down. With each swipe, they revealed a new outfit or look. The challenge took off quickly, with people from all aspects of life showcasing their style and imagination. It wasn't just about fashion, it was also about adding a touch of humor or creativity. So how did people react? The audience loved it. Social media feeds were flooded with videos, and the comments were all about the slick transitions and fun energy of the challenge. Many people loved how the trend allowed everyone, from influencers to everyday users, to join in and express themselves. Even when people didn't quite nail the transitions, their bloopers and attempts made the challenge even more relatable. Social media was full of jokes and memes about the sheer number of times participants had to clean their mirrors to get the perfect shot. It was the kind of trend that sparked positivity and laughter, offering a much-needed distraction during tough times.
Wipe it down, wipe.
While the Wipe It Down challenge was a hit, the coronavirus challenge, not so much. It's not hard to see why this one wasn't really liked. It was gross and downright irresponsible. The challenge involved participants licking surfaces like door handles, countertops, and, shockingly, even public toilet bowls. Yes, public toilet bowls. The challenge first surfaced on social media during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, when safety and hygiene were more important than ever. Unsurprisingly, it sparked outrage worldwide. To make matters worse, at least one person who participated in the challenge reportedly contracted COVID-19, further proving just how reckless and dangerous this trend really was. People were absolutely disgusted and furious. Social media users couldn't believe anyone would stoop to such a level, especially during a global health crisis. Comments like, "This is beyond stupid," and "Why would anyone even think of doing this?" were all over online platforms. Health experts were quick to condemn the trend, emphasizing the risks of spreading the virus and the sheer irresponsibility of such actions. In the end, the coronavirus challenge was widely regarded as one of the most hated trends ever, serving as a grim reminder of how far some people will go for internet fame, even at the expense of their health and the safety of others. Moving on, another of the more loved ones is the Trick Shot Challenge. This one was all about skill, creativity, and maybe a little luck. A trick shot usually refers to an almost impossible move, often seen on a billiards table, but this challenge took that concept and made it a home-friendly activity with a twist. The challenge was inspired by FISU athlete Sarah Meaden, who showcased it during the #FitAtHome campaign in April 2020. The goal was to nail a nearly impossible shot while navigating a series of obstacles. People got super creative, using everything from ping pong balls and saucepans to kettles and other random household items, meticulously placed to make the shot as impressive as possible. The goal? To land the shot against all odds. It might have started as a way to kill boredom during lockdowns, but it quickly became a favorite because it was both silly and satisfying. Watching these trick shots either land perfectly or fail spectacularly brought endless entertainment to viewers. Social media was buzzing with videos, and the more ridiculous the setups, the better. Wrapping things off with another most hated challenge, this one is a bit disturbing. The Cameron Boyce Challenge. It's hard to understand how something so insensitive could gain traction, but this so-called challenge left fans, friends, and family of the late actor absolutely outraged. Cameron Boyce, beloved Disney star, tragically passed away in 2019 at the age of 20. His family shared the heartbreaking news, explaining that he died in his sleep due to a seizure caused by epilepsy, a condition he had been receiving treatment for. His death shook millions, and tributes poured in from fans, loved ones, and co-stars, honoring his legacy and kind spirit. But in the days following his passing, a disgusting trend emerged. A user on Instagram posted a story labeled the hashtag Cameron Boyce Challenge, where he and a group of high school boys mocked Cameron's death by pretending to have epileptic seizures and die. This sparked others to join in, creating offensive memes and videos, turning Cameron's tragedy into a cruel attempt at humor. Outrage doesn't even begin to describe the reaction to this. Fans, friends, and anyone with a shred of empathy were horrified. Social media erupted with condemnation, calling the challenge not only disrespectful, but also deeply harmful to people living with epilepsy. Comments like, "What is wrong with people?" and "This is beyond disgusting," flooded Twitter and Instagram. Many called for the videos to be reported and removed, and thankfully, Cameron's fans rallied together to help take most of the offensive content down. The backlash was so intense that Scott Stern, the creator of the original video, publicly apologized in a Twitter video. He said, "I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for what I did. I don't know how I brought myself to do that. I wish I could apologize to Cameron Boyce himself, and I'd love to personally apologize to his family. Despite his apology, the damage had been done." Thankfully, the overwhelming majority of the internet united to denounce this terrible trend and preserve the dignity of Cameron's legacy. Which of these social media challenges did you love or hate the most? Let us know in the comments below and enjoy our other videos.